Welcome back, everyone. If you're a fan of Vikings, this video is for you. Season 5 has finally come, so this tutorial will teach you how to recreate the warrior Lagertha look from the new season. Like many styles in the show, different scenes feature different variations on the general style, so I'll also tell you how to change it up to suit your preferences. Alright, so starting out, let's section the top hair away from the rest. With a sectioning tool, draw a horizontal part from about 2/3 of the way up your side hairline until you get to the back side of your head. Do this on both sides and clip the hair above this part out of the way for now. Next, pick up a very small amount of hair on one side of your head. Split this into 3 strands and start lace braiding towards the back of your head. Add in hair to the lower strands and make sure you're adding in only a very small amount of hair at a time. This will help your braids stay tight and detailed. Add in all the hair on the side of your head that isn't clipped up, and then stop adding in new hair once you reach past your ear. At this point, finish the rest of the braid to the ends. Then, directly behind the place where you stopped adding in new hair to the last braid, pick up a new section of hair. Make this into a normal 3-strand braid all the way to the ends. Create another small lace braid on the other side of your head in the same way you did the first. Now here's a place you can change up the style if you like. In some scenes, Lagertha has just 1 lace braid on each side of the head like this. In others, there are 2 lace braids, one just above the other. So you can make a second tier of lace braids if you like, just know that this will add to your styling time. Now also on this side of the head, pick up another section of hair directly behind the lace braid and braid this normally to the ends. Next, unclip the hair on top of your head. Around the edges of this section, break off small amounts of hair and clip each one to hold them separate from the rest of the hair. Make 2 of these small sections at your forehead, and then 2 or 3 along each side of the top section. Don't put too much effort into making them the same size or positioning, because the Viking look is supposed to be more organic and disheveled than most shows, so a bit of imperfection here works well. When you've separated off all these small sections, start picking up larger sections from the rest of the top hair. These sections should be about 1 to 2 inches in thickness. Again, don't try to make a neat arrangement of these, just pick them up wherever you like. Then split each section in half and make a series of square knots with the strands. Don't worry, this won't tangle your hair. Make knots all the way to the ends of the strands, tightening the knots as you go, until you reach the ends. You can then tie off the knot braid here with a small clear elastic, or simply tease the ends of the strands to make them hold together. This is how they do it on the show to avoid any modern fastening tools. Turn all the hair on top of your head into knot braids like this. When you're finished, you should have around 4 to 6 knot braids. This is how Lagertha gets her wild and textured battle braid look. But if you'd like something a little cleaner, such as when she's not fighting and ruling from the Great Hall instead, you can make 1 or 2 French or lace braids that snake over the top of your head and end in the back. But if you are using the knot braids, once you've created them all, start weaving them together on top of your head. Weave the front ones over each other, and then weave in the farther back ones in an over-under pattern through the rest of the knot braids. This is the same way you weave in new strands to a basket weave braid, if you're familiar with how to do those. Weave these braids together until you reach their ends, and then let them all hang down behind your head. The knot braiding should provide enough texture to hold them together pretty well, but you can also tease the ends together again a bit more, or insert a covert bobby pin or 2. Now we add the pièce de résistance, Lagertha's battle crown. This should be a leather strap or a ribbon with ornamental detailing on it. Get creative with what you have here. A thin decorative belt would work, or some costume jewelry if you don't have a fancy headband already. Center this piece at the top of your forehead, right in front of where the knot braiding starts, and then wrap the strands around the nest of knot braids. This should be lying on top of the small sections you have clipped out of the way. Tie the remaining ends behind your head, underneath the tails of the knot braids. Now finally we can deal with those little sections. With each one, unclip it and make more knot braids all the way to the ends. Then bring the braid up so it goes over the headband and tuck the ends into the nest of knot braids on top of your head. Again, you can weave it in so that it naturally holds still, or you can use a hidden bobby pin to keep it in place. Do this with every small section you have. We're getting close to the end, I promise. The next steps are to deal with the braids on the side of the head that we made first. With each one, grab the end of one strand in one hand and the ends of the other two strands in the other. Holding the one strand taut, slide up the other two strands to make a slide-up braid. Tease the ends a little to secure the braid, then bring this braid up as well and secure it to your crown, either by weaving it into the other strands or bobby pinning it in place. Slide up the second braid on the side of your head, and also bring it up and secure to the crown of your head. Repeat with the two braids on the other side of your head as well. And now, finally, on each side of your head, add some accent braids. Grab a small section of free hanging hair from the lower back of your head and use whatever braiding technique you want here. English, slide up, knot, infinity braiding, whatever. Lagertha has worn them all at one point. Alternatively, instead of finishing with a half-up style like this, there's also a time in the show when Lagertha gathers the remaining hair into a pull-through braid instead. Try out both options to see which one you like. With that, you've completed Lagertha's Season 5 Warrior Braid style. Thanks for watching, and let me know what you think of this tutorial. Come back every couple of weeks for a new video to try, and you can also help support this channel and make future videos possible by becoming a patron at patreon.com/Silvousplaits. Thanks again, and have fun with the new Vikings season!